Okay, this is the instructional video for pass-off sheet number 6, due March 8th. We covered this at the beginning of this term, and what it is just trying to find the sum of the angles on the inside of our polygons. Okay, so when we look at this first one, this one is not super difficult. We've just got a rectangle here, and by definition, each one of these corners is 90 degrees. So we could just go 90 times 4 and get 360 degrees, and that would be just fine. It does get a little difficult though when you have more angles to it. The other way to do it, and the way we're going to do it for the rest of the shapes, is to create triangles within our polygons. So if I draw a little line across the middle there, I've created two triangles. And what we know about triangles is that the sum of their angles is 180 degrees. So if I were to add up all the angles inside of this triangle, I'd have 180 degrees. Same here. So if I add both of those together, I will have 360 degrees. Okay, now what happens when I get to this next shape, and maybe it's not very easy to draw my triangles in here. This one's not too bad, but let's say I'm struggling with that. And I say, okay, there's 4 triangles in there, but let's say I had a hard time. Maybe it was a figure with 9 sides, or maybe even 10 sides. You can add up the vertices or the sides. So let me just back that off and show you. So I've got 1 here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 sides, and that's the same number of vertices as well. And I can subtract 2. When I subtract 2, that gives me 4. That tells me how many triangles there are. So when I draw my triangles in here, you can see that there were 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then all I need to do is just multiply my 4 times the amount of degrees in a triangle, which is 180. So 4 times 180 gives me 720 degrees. That's it. That's all we're doing. So I'm going to leave this other one to you and let you try that one out. Now, the second half is not just finding the sum, but finding the angle measure. So I just want one of these. So because these shapes are the same here, let's just do this one because I've already got the math done. This right here was the math that I needed. I know that all of the angles added together is 720 degrees. But how much is this one angle right here? Well, I take that work that I've done, 720, and I divide it by the amount of vertices that I've got, or the number of sides, either way. And it turns out that there are 6 there. So in my math, I go 720 divided by 6. Now, if you don't have a figure where the math is already done, you're going to need to do the math again. So like this one right here, I would need to do the 8 minus 2 because there's 8 sides, and get 6 and times that by 180, and then get a number, and then divide that by 8. This one, like I said, I've already got the math done, so let's do that. So I've got 720 divided by 6, which gives me 120 degrees. So each angle in here should be 120. So let's sneak over to this octagon that I had. I went 8 minus 2 because there are 8 vertices, or 8 sides. I'm subtracting 2 because that means I will have 6 triangles inside. And that's the rule on that. I times 6 times 180. So 6 times 180. And that gives me 1080. I divide that number by 8. And each angle inside equals 135 degrees. That's it. So, 2 different things to do. One is just to play off the other. So, these up here, you need to get all of the angles added together. So that's just this first half of the math. To get down to this side over here, you then need to divide by the amount of sides you have, and that'll give you each individual angle. That's it.